Welcome to the Kinda Girly podcast, where we kind of talk about everything and we're girls, so it works. My name is Kalyn, and I'm back with Elizabeth.
Hello.
So today is an interesting one. It's kind of murder related.
Yeah, there is death.
There is plenty of death. Today we're talking about the kill the parents trope, or it's called like death of the parents.
Like dead parent, orphan kid.
Batman. That's pretty much what it is. It's Batman.
Yes.
So we're going to be talking about that. We're going to go over some of our favorite books and movies that go along with that trope, some that don't, and if we even think this trope is good. Is it overused? Is it a sign of lazy writing? What are your feelings? Let us know in the comment section. Let's have a discussion. All right, so we are not like big literature people, but I have written my own story. She has something published on Wattpad. You should check it out. It's called Dragon Riders.
I was 12. Thank you.
You were 12?
I was a freshman in high school. So I was 13.
13, 14?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my only excuse. However, I did update it like a month ago.
Mm-hmm.
But that was because I was homesick. So that's my new excuse.
But you've got like thousands of like reviews
it's
and
like,
readers.
It's one of the top ranked in its category.
For dragons,
For
right?
dragons, which is surprisingly a large category.
I'm really not surprised. I'm sure it's got a whole fetish thing too. Most things.
I mean,
do.
yeah, it is called Dragon Riders. It's not sexual.
And it's Wattpad.
It is not an actual sexual story.
That's probably what people were expecting.
Yeah,
when they
everyone
clicked
clicks
on
in
it.
and they're like, well, I'm invested now.
I don't see anybody writing dragons. But yeah, she has something on there. I've been doing kind of independent writing. I want to get published, but that's like a whole thing and a whole commitment. And you got to like stick with one idea, which is always my downfall because I jump ideas so often.
Yes, and then I just like randomly abandon it
Mm-hmm.
because I'm like, well, I'm done with this now.
And then I try to come back to it and I forget like things
Everything.
and it's pretty much like starting from scratch. But I will say, as much as I have very conflicting feelings about the kill the parents / dead parents trope, all of mine has fit into them. Every single story I have written, except one that I wrote when I was like 10.
Amazing.
But there was a dead grandfather, so someone had to die.
Yeah, there always has to be a dead thing.
Yeah. Did anyone die in yours? Any parents?
No, but the parents are like not involved at all.
So they're absent parents.
Not really. It's just like homegirl gets shipped off to like boarding school basically.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
Yeah.
So let's talk about it. What do you think about that trope? What does that trope look like to you?
So the dead parents one specifically,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think that there is a way to do it well, and if you do it well, then it makes sense to have it. But if you're just like killing the parents to be like, my parents are dead, R.I.P., like, no, you have to have like a reason for the parents to die, I think. And I did a lot of research on this, like what different reasons why like people kill off parents in their stories.
Mm-hmm.
And most of them just seem like parents are useless in stories that are written for young adults. And so everyone's solution is like kill them. But like I feel like there are better options than just straight up murdering their parents, you know?
Yeah, I feel like as a child, I felt like, oh, you kill the parents, that means you have freedom. You don't have anyone to hold you back. But now as a 25-year-old woman, I'm like, that is concerning.
Yes.
Why are the parents like in the way?
Yeah. But I mean, it kind of makes sense though, because like if I was 14 and like going off to like fight someone, my mom would immediately be like, what are you doing? Stop it. And then I'd be like, okay, yeah, you're right. So like I understand why they remove the parents, because parents are like very much the voice of reason and like, don't do this thing that'll get you killed. So it makes sense kind of why they do kill them sometimes, but also like you could get rid of the parents without killing them.
Or like you can have a relationship with your parents or have parents involved and still be a hero. Why does like the hero always have to go through trauma?
Well, I mean, I think that's usually because the hero needs a catalyst for their like hero's journey, like the thing that like shoves them out of the house. Because like when I took English class, which again, last time I took English class was in high school, so Yikes. But we talked about like the hero's journey, which I think it's called an archetype, but I don't remember because again, high school. Like every book follows the hero's journey where like the hero leaves home for some reason or another, but there always has to be something that causes them to leave home. And a lot of times that something just happens to be dead parents, which sucks.
Yeah, I feel like as much as I like the trope, it's one of those things that you see it so many times that it's almost cliche, and it kind of seems like a cop out.
Yeah, I feel like authors need to find another solution to like the issues that don't involve killing parents, because I also feel like it gives kids like a very unhealthy sense of their relationship with their parents, because like again, most of the time parents are killed in order to stop being a preventative force for kids to like not do things, and then kids are like, if my parents die I can do what I want, and it's like no, don't think like that. That's a terrible way to think.
It's like, because my parents are alive, I will never be a hero.
Yeah, but like also being a hero is overrated, so like,
well, depends on what kind of hero. Like, I want to be a hero where I don't have to risk anything.
yeah, like I want to be the kind of hero that helps
pussy.
people. Yes.
That's the kind of hero I want to be. Is this realistic to real life, do you think? Like, I feel like there's heroes nowadays and like idols and stuff like that didn't have to lose a mom and dad to be a hero. But yet in books, it seems like I've seen Batman's parents die so many freaking times. I'm so over it. It's like you have to have a dead parent in a movie or book for them to be like this superhero.
Yeah, no, it's definitely overused. Yeah, I forgot what the question was. I'm so sorry. Like, there are definitely a lot of heroes nowadays where like the parents aren't dead, but I think a lot of times when we're seeing this like kill the parents trope, it's in young adult fiction, and like the heroes that we do see in real life where like the parents are alive is they're not young adults, they're like actual adults. Like, I could be wrong, but were like Malala's parents alive?
I hate that you asked me about that because I automatically thought of Big Mouth. Have you seen that?
No.
It's like a very perverted cartoon. And like the girl in there, she goes, Malala.
Oh, did I mispronounce her name?
No,
Oh,
but that's
okay.
how she does it because she's being very like obnoxious. She goes, Malala.
Oh. But like, were her parents alive?
I know nothing about her, so.
Well,
wait, is she the one that got shot in the face?
Yeah, because she wanted to go to school.
Oh.
Do you not know Malala?
Malala? No, I don't.
Okay, so basically, she wanted to go to school, and this was when the Taliban was in charge of Afghanistan before, because they're back in charge, unfortunately. And she like wanted to go to school, but the Taliban were very much like, fuck all women, like we hate you for existing, even though like we need you to exist, whatever. And so she like was like, I'm gonna go to school, and the Taliban shot her for wanting to go to school. And like yeah,
I vaguely remember that now.
This was years ago.
Yes,
we were definitely probably in like middle school or high school.
Yeah, I remember that story now.
Yeah,
I wonder how she's doing.
She's doing great. She's like a
isn't she like a
ambassador
spokesperson
now or something? Yeah, I mean, she's had to have like multiple surgeries because she was shot in the head. Which is not
Isn't it like part of her mouth is like...
I think so. I don't remember exactly where she was shot. I drive past a billboard of her sometimes.
We live near each other. Where's this billboard?
It's in Belton.
Okay. No.
Yeah.
No, I've not seen that.
Where I go to get waxed.
Where you go to get waxed?
Yeah.
You do bikini waxes?
Oh, no, I do full Brazilian waxes. It
Really?
doesn't hurt. Sorry, Will. It doesn't hurt as bad as you think it would.
I've never done one, and I'm terrified.
It's so like empowering.
Like the first time you went, did it feel like it was just gonna make you raw?
No, like I was super nervous, and then I was like talking with my like esthetician. She's super cool, and we were just vibing, and she was like, "Yeah, it doesn't hurt as bad as people think it will," and it doesn't. Like I thought I was gonna die, but like it's not comfortable, but it's not like worse than getting your eyebrows waxed.
Except it's on your vagina.
Yeah, but they're like very clinical about it. Like, how many vaginas do they see in a day? So many. We are so off topic. I'm so sorry.
I could not do that. That's one of those jobs I don't think I could do because
I couldn't.
That's too many vajayjays. Not everyone takes care of their vajayjay.
No. I hate my own.
I don't want to see it. And then you got to be all up in the crevices.
Oh, yeah. They get in there. Like,
do they tell you not to come on your period?
So you can go on your period. You just got to have, like, a tampon in. But, like, my fear would be, like, what if you get the tampon in
string?
The wax?
Oh, and then they just rip it out? Oh, my God.
Right?
Oh. I don't think I could. I do want to try it before, like, any big things happen in my future, just to have something pretty to look at. I would like to get that done, but I don't know.
Like, it's very empowering for me. Like, I did it.
You go by yourself, no holding hands or anything?
No. Well, I mean, they don't let anyone else. The first time I went with friends, and, like, obviously we didn't go in the same room, but we, like, went in separate rooms, and that was more supportive because, like, we were, like, freaking out together. But now I'm just like, yeah, I gotta go, and I go. And it's, like, not, like, I would do it even when I knew I wasn't going to see my partner. I would just, roll up and be like, hey, here to get waxed. And they were like, cool. And then, like, we'd make small talk, and I'd be like, yeah, he's in the Army. I haven't seen him in, like, a few months. I'm not going to see him in a few months. They were like, why are you doing this?
And they're still just
for
going?
me, yeah.
And you just have regular conversation?
Oh, yeah. I had a conversation with we were talking about her kid. Her kid is 7 years old. She's going to Disney for her birthday, which is sometime in October. Do I remember her name? No, but that's because I'm terrible with names. So, yeah. You should have a normal conversation with them. Sorry, we got so far
Dead
off
parents. Yes. So, are there any, like, books or movies that go with this trope that you feel like they do it tastefully?
I mean, Harry Potter is a really good example.
They do.
And Batman, actually. I know you don't like seeing Batman.
That is so, I hate it so much. I feel like he was, like, the main one that pushed for all heroes to now have dead parents.
Well, I mean, the whole reason is because, like, that's his reason for beginning.
Being rich?
Well, yeah. He has no superpowers except having money, which,
privilege.
Like,
that is a
That.
superpower.
Would love to just have the superpower of having endless cash. So it would be so nice, but I don't. But yeah, no, like, his parents' death. I haven't seen Batman ever.
You don't have to. You already know that his parents
died
after opera theater.
Yeah, they went to the opera, and then Batman got scared because there were, like, people in masks or something, and they went out a back alley. Which, first off, if you're a wealthy human being, don't go in a back alley.
And your limo's not waiting for you.
Like, I'm not a wealthy human being. I own, like, $2 at any given time, and I know not to go in a back alley.
I think they wanted to die.
I think they chose this. They were like, this kid's annoying. Let's get out of here.
Let's dip.
Peace. But yeah, and Harry Potter does it super well, I think, because, like, his parents' death is, like, his whole catalyst his whole, like, inspiration for being the chosen one. And, like, there's actually the whole thing where, like, Neville could have been the chosen one.
I've heard that.
And his parents also died. But I don't know why it was Harry and not Neville. I don't remember. There are theories.
Can you imagine how different the movies and books would have been if it had been Neville?
Yeah, because Neville had some freaking common sense.
And did he have friends?
No.
Well,
he didn't.
That would have made it very difficult for him.
But he got hot in the end, so he won.
He did get hot. He's married.
Oh.
Yeah,
I
unfortunate.
mean, I'm engaged. Just
I am married too, so I guess.
Still unfortunate, but, like, he's fun to look at.
Oh yeah, he's nice. He's in a movie right now with this girl. It's about, like, them having a baby, and she's not ready to have a baby, but he's ready to be a dad. And there's just something so wholesome about seeing him wanting to be a dad. I'm like, yeah.
I feel like he'd be a good dad. I don't know anything about him other than he got hot. And he got hot, like, when he was younger, and they made him wear, like, messed up teeth and a wig.
They're like, you're too hot.
They were like,
Neville.
I'm so sorry, sir. You can't. No one's gonna root for Harry. They're all just gonna be staring at you. But yeah, Harry Potter does the kill the parent trope very well in that they're his motivation. They acknowledge the death of his parents and continue to use it as, like, a character building thing.
It's a major plot.
Yeah,
in the entire story.
It's a part of the plot. When it's not done well is when, like, the parents is just killed off and it's never mentioned again. Like, if my parents died, I would be messed up. Even when I'm, like, 40, my cat died and I messed up. So, like,
I don't know why I smiled. I'm so sorry.
It's fine.
I didn't mean to smile.
He died 2 years ago. He wore shirts. He was a cutie.
Aww.
He gave me anxiety. It's fine. But, like, for a character's parents to die and just be like, my parents have died.
On to the next one.
Bye. Like, no. Like, you got to acknowledge it. You have to have them, like, learn from it and build from it. And that's how you do it well. Like, Prince Zuko in another hot person. Prince Zuko from Avatar.
He's a teenager.
No, he's not.
Yes.
Listen, he was a teenager when I watched it.
And now
so that means now he's older.
Technically, he would be dead. If this was set in, like, the time period that was supposed to be set in, he would be long gone.
But yeah, but like when I was watching it,
okay,
that's when like it develops.
So he ages with you.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Like his mom died. Spoiler alert.
I think you. Wait, how far into the show do you learn that?
Like the very early, I think.
Okay.
Also, she's not dead apparently. There's like a whole comic book series about Avatar: The Last Airbender, and she's not dead. She like ran away and hid. And then got, like, a whole new identity and got her memories erased, apparently.
And saw her son suffering and was like, ain't my fucking problem.
Yeah, she, like, missed her kids so much she went and got her memory erased so she wouldn't miss them anymore. Which, like, still kind of a cop-out.
That's a crappy mom.
Right? But anyways, like, his mom's death was very much, like, a character role in that she inspired who he was. He was good because he had her as a guiding influence. I think, like, that worked out well. Katara, on the other hand, she just mentioned it so much. She mentioned it too much.
Yeah, she was a little bit obsessed. When did her mom pass away? It was like
it was when she was
right?
little.
Yeah.
Like, again, I understand being upset about it, but
like, she was obsessed about it. That was my mom's necklace. That was my mom's brooch.
Like, anything that happened, she was like, my mom. And, like, I love my mom so much. This is going to sound so bad, but, like, I feel like I'm not going to say it because I love my mom and I don't want to jinx it.
Over it?
Yeah, like, I would learn from it, like Zuko did, but not let it kind of cloud everything.
Especially when you don't have that many memories of that parent because, again, she was young.
Not saying that, like, young kids whose parents pass away, like, don't have memories. Just, like, I don't know. I feel like she did it too much.
Mm-hmm. If anything, their dad being gone all the time, that made sense.
But she never mentions her dad. Like, hardly ever.
Yeah, they do. They're like, oh, my dad's gone. Oh, our dad's in town. Let's go see him.
Yeah, like, he's hardly...
Let's go with Aang again.
Yeah, he's hardly mentioned. I just watched that episode. Yeah.
Yeah. But I've seen some people do it well. And again, I think my issue is the same too, where it just feels like it's done because they're in the way. And then, like, literally they don't talk about it ever again. It may be brought up eventually just to add some trauma somewhere. But, like, it's not a plot. And you would think losing one or both of your parents would be very impactful. But some people just move on with their lives and it's not a big deal. I will say, other than the killing the parents, I think the other way that people do it is they just make the parents just not involved in the kids' lives. Like Twilight.
Yeah.
Mom was very neglectful.
Yeah, she really just dipped.
So was the dad. He was very neglectful too. Like, a vampire is visiting your daughter every single night. She got turned into a vampire, and at no point did he question anything.
And his daughter was like, yeah, I'm 18. I want to marry this kid that you don't know that much about that made me, like, almost kill myself a few years ago. And he was like, okay, love you. Be safe.
I felt like the way that the parents were in Twilight was very much Family Guy style, where it's just dumb parents.
Yeah.
They're just there because we need a roof over our head, and it's not really about them.
Yeah.
And they're somewhat in the way. I mean, Charlie, again, I don't know how he didn't notice all these things. He was not only neglectful, I think he just didn't give a damn.
Yeah. I mean, part of it, I feel like he wasn't used to being a dad because she did used to live in Arizona. And, like, so he wasn't used to having her around. But, like, also, he hadn't seen her since she was, like, 12 or something. Like, that, on the other hand, is, like, completely messed up. Like, go visit your kid. But, like, part of it, I feel like he didn't know how to be a dad.
I feel like I don't know how to be a parent either, but I think I'll notice when my daughter is like going through a whole months of depression, the boy comes back and I just ground her for a couple weeks and try to push another boy into her life.
Ew.
Jacob.
Also, can we talk about how Team Jacob was never a thing? I mean, we'll talk about that later.
That is another podcast.
Do you want to know why Disney killed so many parents? Because,
Sure.
like, I feel like the time that I notice most parents being dead is with Disney movies.
Yeah.
Because, like, why do they always not have parents? Well, I looked it up because I was like, I want to know. And I knew we were doing this, and I was like, I need to research or else I'm going to sound like an absolute idiot. So basically, Disney, once he, like, got Snow White published and it was like this huge success, him and his brother were like, we love our parents. We're going to buy them a house. So they bought them like a really nice house. And I think it was like the radiator or the furnace was broken. And so Disney sent some of his like repairmen for the studio to go fix it. And they were like, okay, fixed it. Like, and they thought they had fixed it and they left and they hadn't fixed it. And Disney's mom ended up dying of asphyxiation because it wasn't fixed. And so Disney blamed himself for his mother's death because like he bought the house. He sent the repairman, and then she died. And so there's a theory that Disney kills off all the moms in his movies to deal with the death of his own mother.
Or even like the mother figures. If they don't have like parents or their parents are there, they use like the most motherly figure. Or the motherly figure is the villain.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. But basically, Disney kills off moms because he accidentally killed his mom.
I think of like Cinderella, the stepmom, the only mother she had in her life, villain, was the one bringing on like, you know, torture in her life. I'm trying to think, like, I always think of Moana. She's one of the few that had both her parents in her life, but like the one that she was closest to was her grandmother.
And her grandmother dies.
Yeah, her grandmother dies. But she's one of the few Disney princesses that has both her parents. Of course, Cinderella didn't. No. Belle only had her father. Ariel had her father. Wow, it sounds like Disney hates moms.
Well, Tiana only had her
mother.
Mom. Her dad died. Mm-hmm. So that's a switcheroo.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what other Disney princesses. Frozen, both their parents probably died or they gave birth to Tarzan. We'll never know.
Tarzan's parents definitely died.
Yeah, they got eaten.
Yeah. Rapunzel was kidnapped by Mother Gothel, but both of her parents were alive.
But the only motherly figure she had was a villain.
Yeah.
Yeah, Disney doesn't have a good reputation with parents, and especially women.
Yeah.
Mothers.
We can add that to the list of things Disney messed up.
There's a lot of things I feel like Disney did. I feel like that's a whole podcast all in its own. What was Disney's issue this time?
Have you heard the theory that, like, I think I told you this, that the only reason Disney Studios named Frozen was so that when you Googled Disney Frozen, you wouldn't get the articles about Disney's Frozen head. Mm-hmm. You would get the movie. Mm-hmm. That's like a big conspiracy theory. I love conspiracy theories.
I really want to know if that's true. I feel like it will be years before we find out the
I don't think we'll ever find out.
I'm going to find out. Someone's going to find out.
Yeah. I hope so. Just because I want to get my head frozen. I want my head frozen.
What was the point?
People to put it in places to scare each other. Just like turn around. It's like, Elizabeth.
That's so weird.
Yeah. Well, okay. So the point was
Oh, that was you.
That was me. The point was they thought that they would have the technology by like 2020, LOL, to like just take his head, put it on a robot, and have Disney like keep on trucking.
I think he would be very shocked to see how the world is nowadays.
Yeah, but he'd be
pissed.
Wealthy.
Always.
Like, he'd come back and be like, whoa, thanks. Like,
I'm a multi-billionaire.
Yeah, I own the world. Thank you.
Yeah. So there are some that don't follow these tropes.
Yes.
However, when we were trying to think of some, it was actually very difficult and we kind of had to stretch it. So we have Moana. We have The Little Mermaid 2. Because she did have both her parents. I have not
Yes.
seen the second one in so long. I just know
haven't-
that both her parents were there.
I just remember her name was Melody.
Oh.
And
See, I didn't even remember that.
She wanted to go back to the ocean. She wanted to be
So
a
it was
mermaid.
the opposite.
Yeah.
Okay. Lame. 101 Dalmatians. They had both their parents.
Yes.
Dog parents. What else we got? Hermione and Ron from Harry Potter.
But if you remember, Hermione like wipes her parents' memory
At the end, but she had them throughout her life. Speaking
Yeah.
of which, I never read the books. Shame on me. Does she ever restore their memory?
They don't say. I don't think they ever say, at least. But yeah, they basically never say. So her parents are always like vibing in Australia, because I think that's where she sent them. She like sent them on like vacation in Australia.
That's nice. Wipe my memory and send me to Australia for vacation.
That would be so nice. I just want to go to Australia.
I want to go
Except the
to
spiders.
I want to go to Australia if I'm in a place where the big bugs and stuff can't
Yeah,
get me.
that's my thing. I just don't want the spiders.
Or the kangaroos, because apparently they're kind of like rats there. Well,
Oh.
there's like so many of them.
Apparently they're jacked. Like they're huge.
Yeah.
I'm gonna burp again.
Jeez.
Sorry. Was it far enough away you didn't hear it? Yes.
Oh, so something, when I was doing my own research, I saw that one of the biggest things about killing off the parents, other than it just being an easy thing to do so you can like push your character out into the world, is so you don't have to talk about adult things like paying bills,
Yeah.
medical insurance.
I wish I didn't have to talk about medical insurance. I'm insured. But I had like the shittiest insurance for a while. This is off topic. I'm so sorry. I had the shittiest insurance for a while where I basically couldn't do anything except almost die.
No.
And I wasn't covered unless I like almost died. And this was during COVID. So like if I had a cold or like thought I was sick, I had to be like, okay, I will suffer and hopefully get better.
So you might as well just not have had insurance.
Right? Yeah, no, like I had medicine that I had to get, and without insurance, my medicine was $185 a bottle. And I was like, I'll simply not take my medicine.
I'll die. Thanks.
It'll be fine.
But yeah, so you don't have to talk about stuff like that.
Yeah, I also, it's to like explain character traits in people. Like with Katniss, like in the Hunger Games, her dad passed away in like an explosion, and then her mom was like so depressed that she was like basically never there.
So Katniss had to step up.
So Katniss had to step up and be like responsible and like go hunting, hence like the bow and arrow thing, and like be clever and like take care of her little sister, hence like volunteering for her. And so they used the death of a parent as like a learning opportunity to just explain things like in the character.
Why someone's so mature, because if you have both your parents, it's kind of like inferred that you're coddled and protected, and you don't have any reason to be more mature.
Yeah.
Which you need some sort of maturity in your hero in order for them to have like these epic journeys, because if you're just reading about the most immature person in the world having an adventure, it's like, you idiot, I can't relate to you, you're stupid, I hope you die.
Yeah. Have you seen those like edits where it's like, what would have happened if so and so's parent hadn't died, with like Disney movies? I think the most famous one is like with Ariel. It's like if Ariel's mom hadn't have died, and it's like Ariel being like, I love him, and the mom is like, no you don't, you saw him for 2 seconds, you don't freaking love him, like get over yourself. And Ariel's right, like, oh yeah, I guess you're right, mom. And it's like none of the events of the movie happened. So like if there was a mom in that situation, it'd have been fine. It would have been fine. Nothing would have happened.
I don't know, because she had like 1,001 sisters, so I don't know if the mom could have mentally been there for every single one of her kids.
I don't know. Moms are kind of superheroes.
Yeah, some moms are.
My mom is terrifying. She could mess up your life with a strongly worded email.
Dang.
Yeah. Like one time she yelled at a CEO. And I was like, Mom, you scare me. And she was like, good.
That's the kind of energy I want. I want the yell at CEO.
It was
energy.
deserved. It was deserved. My mom is not a Karen. I do want to clarify. A plane had held me hostage on my birthday. So
That's a whole story time.
Yeah.
That is a whole thing. So something else that I saw with that is that the character gets to choose their own family, which is not something that I had thought about originally. That kind of being like a positive of the parents being dead is that your character then gets to choose their family, like Harry did. He chose his family, and we were able to build connections with them through that. He may not have had a birth mom, but he had Ron's mom, whatever her name was. Molly. Oh, Molly.
And she had McGonagall too.
Yeah.
Because she was very much like a motherly figure to him.
And then we had, I almost said Gandalf, different story. What's his name?
Dumbledore.
They look very similar in the movies.
They look incredibly similar.
The issue, though, is when you do it just for the sake of doing it because you don't know what else to do to help move the story along. That is a sign of lazy writing. However, if you write something like Harry Potter, which congrats to you. I would love to write something like Harry Potter and be a multi-billionaire.
But also we don't like J.K. Rowling because she is problematic.
Separating the art from the artist in this case. If you were to do it in that way, I feel like it would be very tasteful and useful to your story.
If it moves the plot along, it's good. If it's just there to be there, you don't need it. Figure something else out.
Kill the parents with purpose. And that is a message from the Kinda Girly podcast. But yeah, we
don't kill your parents.
Well, yeah, in real life. This is about movies and books. Yes.
Yes.
But we hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. If you have any suggestions for future podcasts, don't forget to put them in the comment section below. If you're listening through Apple Podcasts, Spotify, we also have a YouTube channel. And if you're listening through YouTube, you know where else to find us. We also have an Instagram, a TikTok, a Facebook, so go check those out.
And make sure you like, comment, and share with your friends, or do whatever it is you do on whatever platform you're listening from.
Yeah, and we will see you all next time. Bye.